I just finished my last workout of 2024, and it was a leg workout. And it speaks volumes about the year that it has been. Because this year, I only spent 3 complete months in the United States. So 9 of the months of the year, my feet were on foreign soil, so to speak. And regarding the highlights of the year, it wasn't about the miles flown or the miles driven. It was the miles walked. Much of what the Lord had me do required me to be on my feet. I don't recall him having me do anything in a church building. It was about reaching people where they were, and it required a lot of walking. You may have seen some of the videos where I was walking up a hill or a mountain, sometimes maybe out of breath, but the things you couldn't see were my legs burning, everything being seemingly on fire from the small of my back to the tip of my toes. But it was a year for the memory books, a year for the memory books. A lot of times when we think about the full armor of God, we forget about the part about our feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace, and also about how Paul wrote about doing the works of an evangelist. And that means getting out of the church buildings and doing what the Lord wants us to do. Of course, much of the year was spent in Jamaica, and there's a Jamaican reggae artist known as Chronix, and he has a song called Like. And the gist of the song is about doing things because you love or you like it, and more so because you love it, and not because you want to do things for social media. You're not trying to get the likes, you're not trying to get the shares, you're not trying to get subscribers. You're doing things with a pure heart. Now, he glorifies Haile Selassie. That's another thing. But we truly need to do things for the glory of God. Because a part of me spending so much time overseas is that there were many times when I didn't have phone or internet access. And even things that I could have recorded, I didn't. The Lord Jesus Christ spoke about not letting your right hand know what your left hand is doing. And that is one of the things where a lot of times nowadays we view success in ministry based on a social media platform. How many subscribers we have, how many views we get, how many likes, shares, etc. We use that as a measure of effectiveness as opposed to obedience to the Lord. Because obedience to the Lord will not always get you the results that you think will come. Just because the Lord sends you an assignment, it doesn't mean you're going to be quote unquote successful. In Judges chapter 19, a horrible thing happened to a concubine, and a war broke out in Judges 20 as a result. And the Lord initially told the Israelites to send Judah. And even though he sent the Judeans, people would think that they would be successful, but many of them got killed. The Israelites inquired for the Lord again. The Lord sent them again, and again more people were killed, a total of 40,000 in 2 days. And the people become despondent, and they inquired for the Lord a third time if they should go against the Benjamites or if they should forbear. And then the Lord told them, go, and this time you'll be successful. So for the first 2 times, in obedience to the Lord, they didn't get the results that they wanted. Likewise, in Ezekiel 2, going on 3, the Lord told Ezekiel he would send him to the people, and the people of Israel, not ones of a language that was hard for each other to understand, but as a fellow Israelite, there would be no language barrier. Yet the people would not listen to him because the people would not listen to God. But he sent him anyhow. So a lot of this year, 2024, which pretty shortly would be no more, involved me being on my feet, doing the work of the Lord. And for the times when I was away from social media, I absolutely enjoyed it. Because what many people are viewing as a measure of success is not success at all. If you're not doing something in obedience to the Lord, it's not success. If you're doing things for the views as opposed to the value that you're adding to the kingdom, it is not success. So like Chronix said, do things for the love and not the likes. I pray it has been a blessed year for you. And by the way, a part of me being on my feet is me still walking through the valley of the shadow of death, but the Lord was still with me. So whatsoever you're doing for the glory of God, and even if you're going through spiritual warfare and you're tired, whatever it is that you're doing for the Lord, do it anyhow. Do it anyhow. Do it for His glory. And if you're tired, still do it tired. Because every time I had to walk up a hill or a mountain, and there was sometimes burning pain, if it meant slowing down my steps, that's what I did. But there's also this. Initially, there were times when things would be painful, but the more I pushed through, the stronger I got, to the point where things that initially required me to take choppy steps to climb up a hill or a mountain, there were times almost like I was running with those things like a mountain goat. Of course, I'm no longer quote unquote spring chicken, but the Lord will allow you to do things, to go through things, and it is strengthening you. And as David spoke about, the Lord strengthening His hands for war. So I pray this has been a blessed year for you, and that 2025 will be even more blessed. But again, rather than think about the views, think about the value. Rather than think about the likes, think about doing things for the love and the glory of God. God bless you, and Jesus Christ, now and forevermore, is Lord.